Alright guys, welcome back. We're back here with another video. As you can see, we are doing a little bit of field work here. I'm at a park close by to where I live. There's some baseball fields, just trying to throw. What we're doing here is we're going to go ahead and we're going to look at this just ever so slightly. So you can see I'm set up here. We've got Plank the caddy in the background. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to watch and see what I am doing wrong with my drives at the moment. So we're going to go ahead and let this play. Alright, let's drag this back a little bit. We're going to go ahead and we're going to do... You can see there's a lot of movement right away. The disc kind of right here, it's not flat. It kind of moves around a lot. And then you can see how it just continues to get just from one weird angle to another. I'm kind of really on top of my foot here as well. My arm's not flat. So we just keep going. Cross step's pretty good. I'm pretty sure here I'm going a little on the early side. It also looks like the disc is not flat. This is a pretty good angle. This doesn't look terrible, but there's still too much movement for me from what I'm seeing. My arm in the background is also way off to the side, and that disc angle, the nose is up. That's for sure. That's flatter now. And then the nose goes back up. This is all arm, it looks like. You can tell because the pull starts, the foot's not off the ground. The second arm is in good position now, though. And here you can tell it jumps off into a nose up angle. So we're looking at straight up in the air. You can see it goes up. Decent follow through though, but as you can see, my arm just goes up in the air. Yep, the follow through is not straight and flat like it should be. It kind of does this like roundabout thing, so this is probably where I'm losing a lot of my power. Number one is that nose angle right there, not using that back leg first, not bracing right there. You can see I'm 100% on top by that point. So changes we're going to make are going to be we're going to change it up a little bit, and we're going to change it up once again. Here's the changes I made. All right, so I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm also going to put the arm in a singular position. Let's just go back over here. So you can see here, I put it up in an area, immediately drop the arm so it's not in the way. It's not in a good position, and I reach back as this foot's coming forward, but I'm pushing forward right here. Let's see here. Foot comes off the ground a bit better here. Disc is still, unfortunately, it's not in a good angle coming out of my hand. You can see it's going still a little bit up, but I am braced a little bit better here. I also think I am in a better position right here. Still got some stuff I can fix here, so we're gonna go over what I've been working on. Is I'm keeping this arm more like this from now on, and the disc is gonna be flatter. So I've actually done more field work since this video, but this is what I'm doing now. Is the arm's more like this. Both arms are more like this. While I'm doing this nice little slow walk up, do a little bit of stretching back. But I want the disc to stay about here the entire time, instead of, because you can see how the disc moves a lot while I'm reaching forward. So I'm trying to keep it there for the entire time. It just moves a little bit too much. So this is something I'm fixing in my new fieldwork sessions. So yeah, so this is some stuff I'm working at. I'm trying to keep my head from, instead of turning, I'm trying to keep it so that my shoulder turns my head back, and I want to keep that I'm going to keep my head turned more back so that my back shoulder pushes it forward on the follow through. That's what I'm looking at doing. Yeah. So we're going to skip forward a little bit more. See if I correct this on the next one. Some of the stuff I did work on this on every throw. So here we are again. Drop the arm. It does stay pretty low to that tree. I moved it a lot less this throw. But see, it moved a lot from here to here. So unfortunately for me, I haven't fully corrected it, but I get it flatter here. Even though it's not really flat here, I somehow corrected it between this frame and this frame to make it a little bit flatter. You can see how much change it goes from that position to that position. And I did make myself more accurate throwing this. So some stuff that I emptied my bag, this whole thing. So we can come over here, we can come and look at the next one. These are heats, by the way. I think I'm throwing another heat here. Man, that's actually not terrible, but it's not great. It didn't move a lot. See, I'm correcting it, but my arm is still way too far out, which is something I'm trying to stop. And then you can see the angle of the disc, and it goes in a more upward trajectory on this too. Alright, well, Pretty terrible on that one. Still room to progress. So one thing I definitely worked on was, you see, this is one of the areas where I do field work. This is the other side of the baseball fields. So to the left is where I was at before, and I throw out into the little area right about in here. There's the baseball field right here. There's this baseball field right here. So there's two of them. And so I've made myself a little hole to practice with. There's a low-hanging branch here. So the idea of this practice hole is I want to throw from right about here, I believe is where my fake tee pad I made up is. Going out to about this tree over here is the pin, and this baseball field to this white pole, and over is out of bounds to this other baseball field out and up. So the idea here is I just want to get this drive past this white little pole and into this little area out here. It's a large area where it's going to be inbounds to set up for a toss over to there. So I'm just going to go ahead and actually, I think this is the wrong video. Let's change it up to this one. This is the same area, same concept. I'm just going to let this one play, and we'll go ahead and see if there's anything that I'm doing wrong here. That was a very short drive right there. I did keep it in bounds per my rules of what I was doing, but that was definitely not a great shot. As was that. That one also ends up in bounds because this little area right here is just a little dugout area. So it went right next to it over here, where this fence right here is the actual out of bounds line. So I would technically be in bounds with that shot, but it was really not a good shot. I'm hitting a lot of those branches, but that one actually got out there pretty far. I don't know what I'm doing with my mouth there. Another pretty decent shot. Did catch a little bit of cabbage right here. There's a lot of little branches that come out from this branch right here. So kind of hard to see it since it's still early spring. But you can see I'm having a lot of issues with keeping the disc flat and throwing it upwards. And so this is part of why I'm using this as like a practice hole, is so that I can force myself to throw, because I can throw an anhyzer over here like I just did, or I can try throwing right here underneath this branch to keep it nice and low, but still try to get some distance and keep it in bounds. There's also this really nice big old wall of trees right here and a creek down below, so I have out of bounds on this side and out of bounds on this side as well. So it really makes me have to throw accurate shots with a low ceiling. Gives me the ability to do anhyzer practice and forehand practice if I want. So I really like this park for doing practice. The only unfortunate thing is there's a lot of parents bring their kids out for baseball practice, so I can't use it all the time. I mainly only use it towards the end of winter and early spring. If you are going out to do field work at all to try to get yourself better, I would suggest finding something like this. Because while you're not going to do a lot of really good throws, it'll help you figure out, because there's nobody going to be here that's going to throw with me unless I bring somebody out with me. But it'll help you figure out how to avoid something like this, how to throw like an anhyzer over here, or you can even switch it up. I can throw from the other side over here and throw like a hyzer over here and pretend like I'm trying to come into where I'm at over here for just like a par 3 basically, trying to avoid going into the trees or into the creek area, try to avoid going into any areas. It gives you a lot of ways to be very different with your practice. This isn't a really long drive either, by the way. This is kind of a short hole, honestly. Let's take a look. Like, it's this, to get to about where I'm landing these, it's only about 250, 300 feet, generally. And the hole itself is actually only about 430 feet to go to this tree over here. But I also have, there's another tree farther left, which is I want to say it's around 700 feet, and that's really the big, like, once I finally figure out how to throw more accurate throws, I'll switch it up, and this tree will no longer be the location of the basket. Wow, I really smacked that pole. But the basket will no longer be here, it'll be moved over. And this will probably be what I use next winter. Is the same spot, a little bit more difficult because I won't be able to see the branches, colder weather, all that nonsense, and a longer practice hole basically. But really the main crux of this practice hole for me is I just want to go, I want to stay safe, I want a high percentage of being safe, and I also want to get out here into this open area. This is my main goal, is getting out here, not really to reach the tree over here, which probably right now I can't do because I don't have as much power as I used to. It also feels like it is a longer hole than 430. Not really sure. Yeah, so I'm just measuring it on, like, using Google Maps, so I'm not sure of the exact distance of this fake hole, this play hole that I made, this practice hole. Yeah, it's I very much enjoy this kind of thing, especially right now where I don't have a lot of practice going on. I haven't really done a lot of field work in the past year because of my ankle, but I'm throwing every disc in my bag on this. So I hope you guys enjoyed a video like this. I'm gonna do more, I believe. So I'll be doing another video where like I do some workouts and putting practice to show you what I'm doing at home when I'm not out in the field or out practicing with forehand versus backhand. I have multiple videos ready to be edited and uploaded. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this kind of content, and I'll be able to do some more. The next fieldwork session I'm going to do will probably be another backhand work fieldwork session, because I want to show what I've been working on. I'll probably do a fieldwork session with forehand, but I kind of want to do that after I've dug more into what I'm doing wrong with the forehand. I haven't done a lot of research on that specifically. I'll probably ask my buddy Derek to maybe come on and go over some of the video footage with me and tell me what I'm doing wrong on forehands, for example. Again, hope you guys enjoyed this kind of video. I went over some stuff with myself. I saw what I was doing wrong a little bit, making some corrections, trying to get the back leg more involved to get more distance, working more on the follow through. Not really the follow through per se, but like just like the whole entire thing all together. Keeping my arm more flat so the disc is more flat, so I don't have nose up coming out of the throw immediately, which is going to increase my distance just because of the nose angle itself, but more so to increase my accuracy, because accuracy is the main thing I'm lacking here. Alright, thank you guys for watching this. This is kind of a breakdown of just things I'm doing wrong, a little bit of show about things of how I'm doing my practice sessions right now when I'm not out on the course. See you guys next time.